We are the Backbeat Jazz Band, and our first piece is called Dere. How about Alex Lorenzi on alto saxophone? Our next piece, I think, was written for Josh. It's an absolutely beautiful ballad, and he sounds great. Absolutely terrific. No pressure, Josh. He sounded great. It's called Angel Eyes, and it is just absolutely beautiful, and here it is for you. Put yourself in a 1940s mystery novel. Wasn't it written for him? It was just perfect. Our final, go ahead, you can give him another round of applause. Our last selection is called Crunchy Frog, which is a unique title, unique piece. It's a Monty Python reference. And today in our clinic this morning, we shook things up a little bit at the advice of Mr. Ries. And it's interesting because teachers are this might be shocking to you, but they're kind of control freaks usually. They want things usually in a certain order. So to do things different is sometimes a risk and something we need to get comfortable with. So it's always nice to have a little bit of a reminder of that, of just letting it go, and it doesn't always have to be so structured. So we're actually going to take a section of this, and it's going to be a little bit of a free form, and it's kind of a neat thing. And with every risk, I was a little bit nervous at first, but then when it actually happened, like something magical happened, and it was amazing, and it was way better than it was within the structure. So it kind of is a little life lesson to always remember to take a risk and try something new because it might just work out. So before we play this piece, Mr. Ries wanted to say a couple of words.
Thank you. Well, he said a couple of words. So okay, I had to do that. I didn't have to, but I did. Today was pretty cool in the sense that I got to experience 4 different ensembles working with them, various ages from, I guess, 6th grade. Is that right? Sorry, this is. And it's always amazing to me. And what he was talking about was a nice segue about taking risks and chances. And my whole life, in a way, is like that because, in a way, as a musician, as a jazz musician especially, everything that you do is kind of like experimental in a sense, almost like being in a laboratory and trying to come up with a new, chemical compound that might cure cancer or something like that. So for me, whether I'm practicing at home or whether I'm playing on the stage, it's always a little bit of an experiment. So I'm always interested in something that surprises me. And if you go to a restaurant, I like going to the same restaurant, actually, because I know the chefs and everything like that. But yet, sometimes it's nice to have something somebody takes you to a new place, and you're like, well, I'm not sure about that. And as you get older, I think we all realize is that you kind of like your own little groove the way you like it, right, in life. So what's cool to see is like young people who are just so, enthusiastic about change, and whatever happens, happens. And that's a great thing, I think. And I think in a certain way, because I have 3 daughters, 19-year-old who's in college now, and then I have twins who are 10. And I remember when my oldest daughter, who plays violin and piano, and she sings, and she's very musical and really very talented, multilingual, 3, 4 different languages. She's great. When she was really little, she started playing violin, like 2 years old, 3 years old, and she started getting really good. So we got her lessons, and Suzuki lessons, and eventually a private teacher. So by age 5, she was quite talented on the violin, but she always played the piano. We had a beautiful Steinway at the house, and when she was tiny, she wasn't even old. She had to like lift up this high when she was like 1, 2 years old, and then she would sit at the piano, and she would like just play songs and sing these melodies about whatever happened during the day. I was walking, and I used to like film this stuff and like transcribe what she did. It was pretty amazing stuff. So after about, she's like 4 now. She's already been taking violin for a while. And I'm thinking, man, she's really getting quite good at the piano. So she's playing at the piano one day, and I said, her name was Jossie. I said, Jossie, would you like to take piano lessons? And she looked up and she goes, what are they going to teach me? and I thought, you're right. I thought, you know what? The violin is already kind of structured. Let just whatever. If that, whether she becomes a, concert pianist, maybe not. But I thought something in her life should just be what it is. So I think that's very a key element in life that should happen, not just with young people who are in 6th, 7th grade, 8th grade, is that everybody, like I think that, and as a parent, I have to catch myself too, because there is that element where you want to have kids become adults really quickly, right? We want to have them be, how many times have you, grow up, right? That statement was, probably said to all of us when we were kids, grow up, you should, why? why should we grow up? It's amazing. Like when you, I don't know if you've ever done concerts with like little kids. Like sometimes I do concerts for like, little schools. For a while I did this saxophone quartet, and we played for little kids in Philadelphia. We played these all over, kindergarten, first grade. In every instance, everyone got up and started dancing. All the kids were moving, right? So that's, like first, second, third grade. By fourth grade, they're already, told, okay, be still, don't move. By adulthood, you're like, you know what I mean? It's funny because you think about that, like we become, adults are we should take lessons from our kids in that, we really need to keep that spirit of openness. And I think in a way that also, that kind of creativity also, not just in music, but in life, I guess Einstein's a good example of somebody who didn't do that well in school, but he was thinking some other stuff that was happening, But the thing is, he was allowed the time to have that happen. And I'm saying this because my daughter's in the Milburn school system, which is very, very difficult also. I'm sure, like here, that everything is a very strict way. And it's like, and I realized that at the end of the day, they've been in school for 8 hours and they do like 6 hours of homework. And by the midnight, they're still doing homework. Like, wow, we're now the kids. So anyway, I think we just have to be careful that kids should still be kids. Not that they shouldn't be very intelligent. And something else I thought about as I'm watching these guys today, when I was a kid, all the very smartest kids in school were always in the band and orchestra. And I'm guessing that's the case here. Am I right? There's a definite correlation. And also, one thing I'd like to end with is that this today was very inspiring to me because I grew up in Michigan, and I was just there. And I did my father passed away about 20 years ago. He was a trumpet player. We started a scholarship fund. And what's happening, not just in Michigan, but a lot of places, the very first thing to be cut out of the program, of course, is music. But to see this happening in this school where this much enthusiasm is here, this should be like a poster, this should be a poster, a child for like the entire country. Really, if this was allowed everywhere, I mean, come on, this is... Anyway, for me, it was very inspiring to see, and I just hope that this maybe can happen, we realize we have to go back to this, that all the schools should have this freedom to be able to have expression like this, and it's going to create very intelligent people. They're going to go on to be mathematicians and scientists and doctors and lawyers, just like we want them to be, yet they can still have fun. So the idea for me is, I'm always, to me, this age. I'm still a kid, and I want to remain that way. I don't really want to grow up, but sometimes I have to come down to earth and pay my bills and all that stuff. I know, but still, when I see this, I'm like right back to that age. So it's thank you for having me, and I had a huge blast today playing with you guys. Thank you for allowing me to be here. Thank you.
How about that, everybody? Mr. Tim Ries, Josh Kirschenbaum, Alex Lorenzi, Backbeat Jazz Band. Everybody stand up, please. Stand up, stand up. Guys, stand up. Again, we want to thank RS Berkeley, Alfred Music Publishing, JW Pepper, banddirector.com, and everybody for being here. Thank you very much, and have a great night.